I asked Lane what to credit for y'all keeping things together since the LSU game and what y'all have done this past month, and he rattled off players, but he mentioned specifically, I think, Chris Paul, and he's new this year, but what have you seen from him as a leader just in these few months he's been with y'all?
Yeah, Chris does a great job just going one snap and clear and not letting the play before affect the next play and not letting the game before affect the preparation for the next week. So just having that short-term memory and moving on and getting back to work is a huge thing that Chris brings to the table.
Being a Georgia boy, what did the win Saturday mean to you, and also what did get SEC Defensive Lineman of the Week mean for you getting it after that game?
It meant a lot, man. Whole life grew up around Georgia fans, and I remember they used to come and recruit Barrett and Jordan Hancock and stuff at my high school, and they never wanted me for a meeting, never pulled me out of class. So being able to go and get that feeling out of your mouth, get that taste out of your mouth that we had from last year against them, and get the job done just as a team is surreal. And then being able to get those accolades and stuff like that is just a testament to everybody else on the front. We only get these one-on-ones because they can't double anybody. And P gets to work off the edge, Walt gets to work inside, JJ gets to work inside, and I get the work everywhere just because you can't single out one guy because the next guy will go make the play.
You guys have been obviously very good up front all season, but these last 2.5, 3 games, you've been like really dominant. Did something click, or has this just all came together, or health, or what do you kind of attribute that to?
Yeah, I think health is a big thing. We got a lot of guys back that have been banged up throughout the year and playing through stuff. I think we have left a lot of stuff out there on tape in previous games, and games where it's one or two huge mistakes, whether it's a penalty or a missed tackle, that is really holding us back from making it look dominant on the screen. I think the numbers have been dominant all year, but people go off the eye test, and I think it's one or two plays here and there every game that we changed this week to make, I guess, it look better than or whatever, because that's our standard and that's what we try to do every week. So I feel like people are just starting to notice when you get across from a logo like that.
Lane said last night that he was excited to show y'all the film this morning, especially y'all's position. Just for y'all watching back that film, you mentioned it there. Did you feel like y'all didn't leave much on tape this time?
There's always going to be stuff left on tape. That first drive, we were in a sticky situation, but definitely easily could have made that play on the fourth down and had a turnover on downs and changed that. Then on the field goal drive, a couple more missed tackles and things like that to extend the drive, which could have been wiped away. And even in the non-scoring drives, plays that it could have been a TFL and a missed tackle that turned into a 3rd and 2 and stuff like that is all stuff we got to clean up throughout the week.
I'm just curious, after right before y'all's game began, your former school, Georgia Tech, had a big win against Miami. So, but you kind of being from that area of Georgia and all that, I mean, was that a rivalry that you were particularly invested in, just from a regionality standpoint? And I guess, what'd you kind of make of that? I know obviously you were focusing on yourselves, but made of that.
Yeah, not as much growing up, but obviously when you get to Tech and to hell with Georgia is a part of the fight song, and they make that game a huge deal. And losing every time, both times that when I was there, and that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and being able to kind of get back for them, and for them to go knock off Miami again 2 years in a row, 2 really good Miami teams, and with a potential Heisman winner at quarterback is super huge for them. So I'm really proud of those guys too.
Yeah, Jared, I think Lane said last night he kind of made a point to talk to the defensive line group last and specify that, hey, this game starts with you guys up front. I guess what did it mean to the defensive line unit to as a whole, if you don't mind speaking for everyone, to kind of pay that off?
Yeah, well, we know this game runs through the trenches, especially in the SEC. So, for us to go out there and just do what we practice and stop the run and put people in obvious passing situations for us to go hunt. I think it's a big part of what we do as a program and a big part of our identity. So to be able to go and showcase that on Saturday was a huge deal, and we definitely feel the support from Lane and from everybody else on the team for us.
Just the last 3 years, what has Randall Joyner kind of meant for the development of you as a player in the SEC?
Yeah, he's a great coach, man, and he's got some of the best, drill work and technique work in the country. He's always coming up with new stuff for us to do in Indy and focusing on what we need to focus on from the previous week and get better at. So, yeah, I would definitely not be the same player I am now if it wasn't for Coach.
I'm just curious. There was one particular play from Saturday, and that's kind of gone all over social media. One particular play where everybody in the defense, or all 5 Georgia offensive linemen, missed their block and got in the backfield and all that. And just curious if you recalled that play and just how excited was that?
Yeah, we do a lot of stunts and movements, and they're hard to deal with. We got huge guys inside, but they got great feet. And when you have a balance like that and a genetic makeup to be able to move that quick and be that big, it's hard to block. So when we get into those fronts where we're moving and causing disruption, it's hard to run the ball.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.